I love that much.
Hey, how you going? Okay. Hello.
Hey everyone, I'm Reece, and this is Kim.
Yes. I am joined with Reece today because I am participating in Movember, and I thought that the whole thing, the point of Movember is to spread awareness and also raise money. And I'm a huge advocate for supporting people and talking about mental health, and so is Reece. So I wanted to bring him to have a little chat about, men's mental health and everything, because he also has a business and which is called Define Alpha. The link's in the description. But yeah, we just wanted to talk about it. I wanted to get a man's perspective on everything, and just have a chat. So yeah.
Cool. So yeah, hey everybody, I run my own business called Define Alpha, and basically among men, there's this idea about what it means to be alpha, and a lot of men think it's about being macho and tough and really invulnerable, not sharing your emotions and just staying strong through every sort of situation. Yeah. What happens when you do that is that you become really tied up. No one understands who you really are, and all of your emotions just become locked. What's counterintuitive is that if you look at the most powerful people on the planet, whether it's someone like Hugh Jackman, Dwayne Johnson, even someone like Oprah, the difference is the reason they're able to connect with people and become as powerful as they are is because they're vulnerable. They're able to share their emotions. They're able to be real. Yeah. And through that, it becomes human connection. Whenever you bottle everything up that you're feeling, it just keeps building and building and building, and then you have emotional releases that really aren't in alignment with who you really are. You either get angry or you collapse into anxiety or depression, and obviously they're not productive for your purpose in the world. They're really detrimental to your relationships and obviously your mental health. It's just huge. I think with what I do, and Kim does the exact same thing, I think it's trying to create more emotional intelligence around how to become more vulnerable, how to be your authentic self, how to live through your passions, do what you love without caring what other people think. And it isn't like a macho, I don't give a fuck what other people think. It's about being real and authentic to who you really are. And people really gravitate towards you for that. Like
doing what you want to do without having other people say, like telling you can't do it, and then you won't want to do it. So you just listen to yourself and not what everyone else is giving you and stuff. Because at the end of the day, like in your gut and your heart, like what you want to do. So
yeah, exactly. I feel that in order to do that, you really have to be present all the time with your emotions. You have to sit with feelings. You can't be going out and participating in activities that really like take you away from yourself, like things like drinking, drugs, everything like that. They're all fun and everybody loves to do them, but they have to be done in moderation. And every time that you feel like you're doing something, even if it's like one night stands and sex, every time you feel like you're doing something that's reaching out externally to feel something within you, like doing something to make you less lonely, anything like that really, really takes a toll on your emotional intelligence and your ability to relate to others, but most importantly, your ability to relate to yourself.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of people, and men and women, tend to block off their feelings and then go do things which will make them feel those feelings or get it from someone else.
Yeah.
And that's what I've found a lot is when you are someone who's kind of a little bit grounded, as I am, I tend to see a lot of people trying to get, not like intentionally, but get that from me because I am able to give that to them, or I want to because I'm a person who likes to give gifts and stuff. So and it's hard to recognize that and be like, hold on, am I affecting this person in a negative way because I'm not able to give myself, I'm only taking. And then you can see when you're with that other person, they're just like, their energy just getting lower and lower because you're just taking it from them instead of going away and being alone and building it up yourself, which I found a lot growing up. But yeah,
I had a friend once say to me, I was going through like a really, really tough time during a relationship, and there was a lot of like acute mental illness was involved. It was really tough, and I remember after I came out of it, I like totally lost myself. Like I used to be this like really, really confident person, and through that experience, like trying to help somebody else and outsourcing all of my own emotional support to someone else, and rather than giving it to myself, I just completely lost myself. And I remember like sitting down for lunch with one of my best mates this one time, and he said to me, "You've got a bucket, and this bucket is like all of your love, all of your giving, all of your, you know, all of your energy." And he said, "You've just been pouring your bucket on this other person, and this person just sucks it up because they've got nothing to give to you." And then in the end, your bucket's empty. And he said, like, you've got a big bucket, but only water other people with your bucket. Don't flood them with it. Because when you're flooding someone else, or you know, even if it's like, it doesn't have to be a person, it can be a job, a sport, anything that you're, you know, basically outsourcing your own emotional happiness to, that's not just being present with yourself, you will end up losing yourself, and you become out of alignment with the people you love in your life, your work, you know, your family, everything.
Yeah, even especially yourself. So that's why I think it all ties into checking in with yourself and making sure you're okay with what you're giving, or if you are actually even okay with, especially like, you know, what we want to talk about, as in a lot of males don't come home and speak to their family or friends. They just, you know, go, oh, another day and stuff. So how do you think you cope with talking about to your friends and finally open up to them? And
I think this is really interesting. Everyone talks about the need to reach out to others. And
they do, but then they don't.
Yeah, but then they don't do it. But the other thing is with that is that it takes courage to talk to someone else. But once you have that courage and you've done it, it's really quite simple. Like there's nothing, it's difficult to do, but it's simple. It's just talking to someone else. I think that the conversation that needs to be had is how, as a man, when your friend, like another man, and you're listening to your friend that has issues, how do you listen to them? How do you make them feel heard? What's really interesting is counterintuitive to like I guess our masculinity as men. We always try to fix things. I want to fix. I just want to get this problem out of the way. And when you use that same perspective on interpersonal relationships, it doesn't work. You can't fix somebody else. The most important thing that I feel that you can do for a friend in order to support them in a really negative time in their life is just to listen. And listening isn't giving your perspective on things always. Most of the time, it's just sitting there and like helping someone unpack their thoughts without giving an external perspective. Sometimes when you give external perspectives to people, they judge themselves against like, oh, maybe I should be thinking that way. Whereas a lot of the time, people just need someone to talk to. They just need someone to listen. They, you know, in this conversation now, you're not talking, you're just listening to us. And it isn't that we're right and you're wrong, or you're right and we're wrong. It's just that you're giving someone space in order for them to vent. And through that venting process allows them to make maybe this story that's going on in their brain, this little voice that's telling them what's right and wrong, they're good, whether they're good enough or they're not good enough. It just gives it reality, like brings it to reality and makes it not a fantasy in their mind anymore. And that really can help people.
Oh, 100%. I've seen that so much now. I just see someone who's wanting to talk, and I just let them verbally vomit onto me, and I just sit there and I say, I hear you. And then I've even done that where I've been like so caught up in my head, and where I've been scared to talk to someone about something because it's like daunting, or I'm scared of what they're gonna say. And then I've realized I've finally talked to someone who's just there to listen, and I've figured it out in my head by just talking about it. And then I've been like, wow, I feel so much better now. Like it's just all this weight off my shoulders. I figured it out myself. Just needed to talk to someone who was just there to just listen, not judge me for my decisions or what I'm going to do or what's happened or anything like that. So yeah, it's definitely about listening and being there for someone, and then hopefully like you get that in return from your mates as well, and just being there for each other.
I think like I really have this perspective as a man, like when I during that relationship that I talked about before, I really, in the thick of it, I was the fixer. I wanted to fix, and like my friend said, I was pouring my bucket on someone else, and I just ran out, and I just absolutely lost myself. You can't fix other people. It's difficult enough to fix yourself. I think what you need to do is give yourself space, give other people space. And in the same way that I said before about listening to someone else and being witness to what someone else is feeling or talking about, or the decisions they're making, and not giving an objective perspective or like advice to someone, do the exact same thing for yourself. Be there for yourself. Just be witness to yourself and give yourself space. Like when shit's tough and when time is tough, there aren't always answers.
Yeah.
And you can't always fix it, but giving yourself that love and that time and that just bringing your energy within, or holding space and holding energy for someone else in a moment during conversation, that is the most important thing you can possibly do.
Yeah. And realizing if you can't fix something, just being like, it's okay, you're doing your best. That's all you can do right now, and that is enough. And don't be so hard on yourself.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing, when people find they can't fix something or they've done something wrong, and then on top of that they come, like, they say how, like, they just think about all these bad thoughts about themselves. It's not going to do any better. You can't help what's happened in a situation. It's done. All you have to think about is, okay, what's going to happen now, and what you've learned from that as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think that is definitely the most important thing that we could. I really think that's the most important topic we can talk about today is the importance of listening, the importance of just holding space for other people and for yourself. There's nothing more that is more beneficial for helping people with mental illness, or even just general life struggles. You're feeling stressed, just give yourself some time out, talk to somebody.
How would you go about giving advice to someone who's scared to go up to their friend and be like, hey, like, can I talk to you? They're just scared, or if they don't have a mate or mates that would listen, what advice would you give?
I mean, number one is like the recognition that I always have this perspective in my life, whatever it is, whether it's something like physically dangerous that I'm doing, or exciting, or something that's going to pump me full of adrenaline. I always think, if I'm not going to die doing this, I know it sounds crazy, but if I'm not going to die doing this, I should just give it a crack, because otherwise you just miss out on everything in life. I think the same perspective can be taken, you don't have to think about it in such an extreme way, but the same perspective can be taken with talking to somebody. What really is the worst that can happen? What is the worst thing that can happen? And honestly, like, once you've done it a few times, you realize that everyone wants you to talk to them. They don't want, like, think about how you feel. If your best friend was going through something really tough, would you want them to bottle it up in themselves and never share it with you? Or would you want them to talk to you about it? Everyone feels the same way. Yeah. Everybody feels the same way. And if you don't have someone that you feel like you can talk to, there always is someone you can talk to. Like, you can get help. You can see a therapist. There's you can talk to therapists online. There's a website called Better Health. Better Health?
I think so.
I think it's Better Health. And you can talk to people online, like it's just a therapist online. And that's really cool, just over webcam. Or like your boss at work, a co-worker at work, anybody. Like, you don't have to think that someone has to be really close to you in order to say, like, you know what, I'm having a really hard time. And to be honest, going back to what I said at the start about being powerful, being vulnerable, that is how you generate friends. That is how you generate really deep connections with people.
You have to be so vulnerable.
Yeah.
But I remember, like, starting uni again. I didn't have any friends there. And I knew that there was this girl in my class, so I saw her in the lecture. I was like, right, I'm just going to do it. And I went and sat right next to her. And at the end of the year, she was like, I'm so happy you sat next to me. She was thinking the exact same thing. None of us wanted to be alone. We all wanted to make friends and sit next to each other. But you just have to, 30 seconds of courage.
Yeah.
And just do it.
That's all
and that 30 seconds could change your whole life.
Yeah, it really is. It really is.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, we're good. I think with that, something that's like crazily important is I mean, no, it's a funny story and anecdote that I think everybody can relate with is, you know, when everyone's been out to town or out of the bar and you're sitting there talking to someone and it's just a small talk conversation. You're sitting there like, fuck this conversation. I don't want to be talking to this person. We're just talking about work and we're talking about, you know, this, I don't know, just something, you're just not feeling you're vibing with this person. It's just a pointless conversation going nowhere. And then all of a sudden, someone will bring up something you're interested in. Like for me, obviously I love biology and genetics and I love cars or...
He's a nerd.
I'm a nerd, I'm an absolute nerd. You know, and then someone will bring up something like that and it is incredible how it just changes the mood of the conversation. Most people won't talk about the things that actually they're most passionate about. Because
they're scared.
That other people will reject that.
They're scared that other people aren't interested or...
And you know what's really funny about that is that you don't want those people in your life anyway. If you bring up something that you're passionate about or like your mental health or something you're struggling with or, you know, I love racing cars or I love biology and, you know, I'm really interested in this article that I read the other day. If they reject that, you don't want to be talking to that person anyway. But 9 times, well, I'd say probably 7 times out of 10, you will talk to somebody about something that you're passionate about. And when your passion and energy shines through what you're wanting to convey to that person or like just share with that person, you connect with them like this. And it is the best experience you've ever had. And I think most people can relate to that. Like when you've just had a dead end conversation, then all of a sudden it just opens up and you feel like you've known this person for ages. That there is vulnerability. That there is strength. It takes courage to do it. But when you do it, you build the most powerful, deep connections you can in your entire life. There's nothing more powerful than that.
That's so cool. Yeah. I guess it's also as well like some women and men will find it hard to find that courage. So I guess it's the whole point of like you can allow yourself to go off and be alone, take a step back and build yourself up without all these other things coming in to push you off of the path that you're meant to be on, and listen to yourself and build up your own courage so then you can go out into the world and not have anything stab you in the back and you can still be strong to keep going, I guess. So yeah, it's about all that stuff, I guess. And
I think really what it comes down to is with courage, like everyone feels fear. I'm a very confident, outgoing person, but I still feel fear in social situations. A lot of people think that people that are extroverted and confident don't feel fear in social situations. Everybody feels anxious talking to people, new people. It is just a universal thing. What courage is recognizing that fear for really what it is and how minuscule fear it actually is in the big scheme of things. You know, in the big scheme of things, how really difficult it is to talk about. Just talk to somebody. It's not that hard.
Because fear isn't you.
Yeah.
Fear is your ego and this other thing of version of you, which comes along when you think it should be there, like social situations. When really, if you separate that from yourself and realize what is fear, okay, I'm feeling that now. That's what it is. I've recognized it, and recognize how I can deal with it and stuff, and then you can carry on and go up to that person and talk to them, or...
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It opens up everything in your life and it can really initiate a conversation, a deep conversation with somebody can not only help you, but it can also help that other person. You have no idea what everyone else is going through, and you know, I think that's what is really important about this whole Movember movement is just creating awareness around the idea that everybody suffers. Everyone on earth has something going on. Doesn't matter how beautiful they are, doesn't matter how popular they are, doesn't matter how confident they are.
Doesn't matter how much money they have.
Yeah, everyone has shit going on. Like nobody doesn't. And you're naive if you think that somebody is perfect. Absolutely naive.
Especially with social media and everything. Honestly, I still scroll through social media and forget that these people are only showing me what they want me to see. Because I go off and be like, why isn't my life like this? And blah, blah, blah. I'm like, wait. They're literally showing me the best parts of their life, and that's what I forget. And then I check in with myself and be like, actually, I'm doing fine. Stop looking at what everyone else is doing. Focus on yourself, because that's when your movement's gonna start to happen.
I just think that is really the message that we need to be sharing at the moment with your friends, with yourself, is just holding space for yourself and holding space for other people. That is the single most important thing. And holding space is listening, not talking,
Yeah.
not giving advice, not judging. It's just being there and just being an ear for somebody. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all you have to do.
Oh, I think I was gonna say is just be kind.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's so easy. Like, we work in hospitality and stuff, and sometimes you get customers come in and, you know, they might have had a bad day, but they project it onto you because you've made a mistake or something. And I've had to realize that nothing's personal. That person doesn't know me. They're not attacking me for anything I've done. It's just because they've had a bad day. But if you recognize, even if you've had a bad day and you're mad about something, you don't go out and, you know, put that energy onto someone else, because, you know, that customer doesn't know if, you know, you're going through something so hard right now, and then what they've just yelled at you, and that's just pushed you over the edge. So that's what I just say, like, just be kind to everyone, because like you said, you've no idea what anyone's going through. No one. And especially with people who, this is going to be like the biggest topic, who have suicidal thoughts. You just don't know anyone, like, if they have those thoughts. And that's why it's also another reason to, like, recognize the signs and just talk to your friend if you do recognize any signs as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. Well, honestly, like, you guys just stay safe, be there for your friends, and be there for yourself more than anything. Don't pull your cup out too much.
Yeah, make sure you take a sip first.
Yeah, that's it.
Give it when you need it. But yeah, I think that's good. Thank you guys for watching and listening. I'll have all of Reece's, like, information on Instagram, whatever, so you can follow him. And for all my boys who follow me, there's so many. Yeah, go check out his website as well. And yeah, hopefully this can help you. And I'm just happy to spread some awareness. And thanks for joining me with this. It was fun.
Cool.
Yeah. And see you guys next time.
Gotcha.
Peace.
Good stuff. I love that. That was cool.